What's up? What's up? This is your boy, Brother Ron, and
Brother Los.
from the Daily Smoke, and we are broadcasting to you live.
Bishop.
Oh, there we go, Brother Bishop. We are broadcasting to you live from the Wolf Den Studios. Thank y'all so much for joining us. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What's everybody
sir.
doing today?
All right, there we are. We are live. We are indeed live. Good to see you, brother. What's happening with you,
Y'all
man?
Bishop in the corner nowadays. Y'all fine to see the black hand. Show 'em the black hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got our brother
Yeah.
Bishop with us now. I hope everybody like our new setup and everything, the Wolf Den Studios. Brother Los was kind enough to use one of his extra rooms for us to build into the studio.
It was my wolf den. It's the wolf den.
How you liking it, man? How you liking the new setup?
I
bro?
like it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to paint this wall red for when I first moved in here. The only reason I didn't do it is because, man, I don't want to fix it all up, get all dusty and shit. But now I got a reason to do it.
Right, right.
Plus, it's looking like a den too. It's private members only, you know. So you got what people don't know is yes, it is for private members only. But when you come here and party with us once, you just became a member.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
So if you want to come party with us, you know, and bring some drinks with you, you can
Please bring those. We're going to
you
need
could be a member too.
Shoot.
You know,
We
you can be a
need
member
that
with us
too.
Shit.
We need it all. What's been up with you, Brother Bishop? What's the word, man?
Oh man, just surviving. Just waiting on this winter to get through and just keep it pushing.
How you liking this cold weather, man?
I'm kind of used to it, but you know, because of my old job, I'm kind of used to it, but I'm not missing it.
I got you. I got you. How you feeling, Brother Los, about
You
this
know
cold
what?
weather?
I used to love it. I mean, I'm from up north, so this back in the day when I first moved there, this ain't shit. Y'all a bunch of punks, but guess what?
But you from
I'm a
Puerto
little-
Rico,
I'm a
man.
little-
Puerto Rico. How you
Well,
feel like the cold
I grew up
weather?
in Germany, so it was always cold and rainy and more up north than I was down. I mean, I love the beach and I love the hot, but I ain't trying to work in 90-degree weather with 100% humidity. That shit is crazy.
I feel that.
You know, Puerto Rico, I got a breeze going on. I go to the beach. Here, I ain't going to no goddamn.
More control.
I'm not getting no damn. No.
Oh.
I'm not going to the beach here.
Oh no, it's not easy.
You know, because the beach here, that's brown water and shit.
Yeah, I was just
It's
swimming in
funny
the
'cause
sewage.
when I first got here, I remember telling Ruck when I had met Ruck, I said, man, that Galveston, man, that's a beach, right? He said, yeah, man. And then he looked at me. No, and I said, man, I can't wait to go to the beach. He said, ain't you from Puerto Rico, dog? I'm like, yeah, man. He said, no, you ain't gonna go down there.
For real.
So I did not go. I said, and I had not gone to Galveston in about maybe the first 8-9 years I was here.
Really?
I didn't even think to go there. And then once I met Amy, we went for a ride one day. Let's just go somewhere with the kids, and we rode, and we ended up at some I want to say Bryan Beach or something.
Wow.
And it was kind of cloudy, and we went over to the beach, and I'm looking at over there. I'm like, all I see is like a white wall and this brown murky water coming out of it, and there's people in there swimming. It was like, I'm like, what's wrong with these people here? I'm like, you know what? I ain't messing with this, but then now I like to go just because it's the ocean. I just like to sit there and hear the breeze. I try not to look at the water. I don't like dirty water like
I
that.
feel that.
So, but it's still the ocean, and I love the ocean and the sounds, and just to be around it. It's like something good for me because I am
feel
from
that.
Puerto Rico. But I do like the cold. At least I did. Now that I'm here, and I used to call y'all a bunch of punks when y'all were cold at 60. Well, guess what? I'm a little punk now too, because I'm cold at 60.
I'm cold at 70, boy. Shit. I'm cold at 70 up in here.
You know?
Shit.
So I'll be here in the wolf den during the freeze. I think I got a picture somewhere. I'm so covered up that if somebody saw that picture, they'd be like, "Oh damn, I didn't know you were homeless, man." I had all kind of shit on. My beard was looking all crazy and shit. Well, who's 25?
That's just
25.
what's up, Angie? What's happening, sis? What's happening, love?
I don't know if I can do 25 anymore.
25 degrees.
Yeah.
I ain't the one at all. That's below freezing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
That's right.
I'm
We
straight.
had that last night. 31, I think, was the lowest we got to here in Texas.
Really?
In Houston. Because I think other northern Texas got a little colder.
Man, you know we're almost a year removed from the winter freeze last year, man.
Here it come
Like
up.
February.
Here it come up. I mean, right now we're actually a year removed from, like I said, and people trying to take over from the other people.
Yeah,
You
them
know,
people.
3 more
Yeah,
days,
them
then
people.
trying to take
Yeah,
over the government.
them people.
But-
Yeah.
Were they really trying to take over? Were they doing what we are supposed to do as citizens?
That's a good
They're
question.
acting a fool. Get on.
That's a good question.
And just because it happened to be white people from Trump, doesn't necessarily mean they were wrong. I mean,
That's true.
maybe that
I
in
agree.
a way David did something, and yes, we know what they were about, but if they change it, we still got to go by the laws of this government. It says everyone, so we would have been part of this change for them, you know. So yeah, but that's a year removed. This freeze is going to come up. It's supposed to get warmer, I think, here in the next few days. So it's going up and down the whole time we're here.
That's how you get sick, though, man.
No, you know what? That's not true.
That's not true. That's what they say. That's not true.
You can run butt naked in the middle of winter in Alaska and not get sick. You get sick from a bacteria or a virus that's in
Really?
Now, you might freeze your ass off and your toes turn black,
Yeah.
but you won't catch a cold from that. That's not true. You catch colds from viruses, not air. Just because it gets hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, you're not going to get. You might feel a little weird because it's like that, but our bodies adjust. Our bodies adjust, and if you're wearing the right stuff, you know, I can see if it's 90 degrees and I got a coat on.
Yeah.
I'm going to get sick because I'm going to be sweating. I'm going to get dehydrated. Or if I'm cold, I'm sitting out here in my drawers, I'm going to freeze.
Man, why parents used to always tell us, walk around here with no socks on? Walk, you know what I'm saying? What's that about? What they got to do with anything?
See, but that's the thing, though. I think back then it was like when somebody didn't wear their socks, 2 days later they were sick. So
yeah, slavery.
So it must have been. No, but that's the thing. We're saying it because you had no damn socks on. That's why you got sick, man.
Oh,
you know,
man.
but it had nothing to do with that. No, you walked somewhere with somebody nasty, touch a doorknob, and then clean their hands, and you went right behind them. And then
nasty Omicroners.
And you know, Omicroners.
Little nasty Omicroners.
So, yeah.
You fall down, yeah, so it's stuff from that.
Shoot, man. Speaking of which, man, hey, man, we want to, the Daily Smoke want to send a special shout out to two of our cast members. They're both fine, their families are fine. We just, you know, just want to make sure we're taking all necessary precautions to make sure we don't infect anyone. So that's why our brother Jam and our brother Big Ruck is not here today. So if you guys are watching, man, we love y'all. We're wishing everything best for you and your family, and we look forward to you guys getting back here soon, okay?
And if next show me and Ron aren't there, them niggas gave us COVID.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
If we're not on it,
Period.
yeah, there he is. There's one.
Period.
No,
yeah.
he wouldn't have gave us that. Because he ain't been around us.
Hey, man, my parents just got back in town, too. She talking about, I was up there in Dallas coughing all day. I'm like, man, don't get me sick, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm about to fly you back. Shoot, we're going to take you back, man.
Right.
For real. Because me and the dogs, we was good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Pugs ain't sneezing.
Right.
Kobe ain't sneezing.
That's why you got to get that Danny Smoke a mask.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
I saw something that Burley put on there. He said, at first it took me a minute to say it, but he said, I guess Ted is going on vacation again. Remember Ted Cruz went on vacation with COVID?
He sure did.
So that's why with the Omicron,
He sure
things
did.
aren't getting worse, they
Now
say.
can't
It's like,
come.
my wife just got sent home to start working from home again. They told her at least a month.
Yeah.
So, and then somebody had said, was it Angela that told us that maybe
Angie said it, yeah.
was about to start saying it? And I'm like, please don't. I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to do that shit. No. Because if you want me to, okay, I'm going to do all the work, just turn it in for them and shit. So my kids going to be geniuses and shit. You know? It's like, what's this third grader know about this?
I'm doing algebra.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm not a teacher. Y'all need to teach that shit. You know?
That's crazy.
They would know better now, though, too, because back then it was like, okay, we gotta do this. Well, how do we do this? Just talk to the kids.
Right.
I think there's something called teams. Now
Right.
they know all this stuff. So
Right.
if they did that, I would hope that the kids come home with a packet saying, okay,
Right.
log into these things here.
Right.
And that's all you gotta do.
You should have
now
a little bit figured out.
Now we know what to do. Because I don't know who it was. Somebody called one day that's a teacher, and he talked about how on one of our episodes how it affected them, it affected the children, it affected the, and you know, and like he said, you know, they didn't know what was going on at the time. So I'm sure now, even himself, they know exactly how to fix this because some schools started this year. Still doing some kids here, some kids there.
Really?
So they must have got a little bit better, and then I guess eventually they're like, you know what, fuck all that. We need everybody here. We got too much light bills to be paying with nobody up in this bitch. So that's why they do that now. So we'll see. Hey, Joyce.
Got that chicken from Joyce's.
For that chicken and shrimp. I'm about to go order me some. Is the drive-thru open? I'm about to come to the drive-thru because I know it's cold.
No, you don't want that chicken. She coughing right now, man.
Oh, no, it's Omicron chick.
Yeah, that's Omicron chicken right there. OC? That's the OC.
Right? Omicron chick. OC.
Man, I was looking at what the rest of the world is doing right now, bro. And I can't lie, man. Like, a lot of countries, man, they school systems, they shutting them down, man. They're going through a whole process all over again, man.
Well, they're trying to, I mean, good.
I hope it doesn't come to that for us. I mean, it's a big inconvenience, but it may have to.
But if it does, good, because A lot of people are dying over this shit, man. We need to stop this shit.
They say with the Omicron, the survival rate is a lot
It's a
higher.
lot higher. So,
Yeah,
but the other, what happened to the regular, the 19? Is it still out there too? Because all they talk about is Omicron now.
True indeed.
So where's the 19 at?
True
It
indeed.
disappeared and now it's this one.
Hey.
So maybe we wait a few more mutations and it's just gonna be.
Yeah,
really
went to the
cold. It's
cocoon,
gonna be
came
really
out
cold.
butterfly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm Omicron.
I'm Omicron now. I'm not gonna fuck with you that bad.
Exactly.
You know, like okay, so let's have another morphstation.
Right,
And when you come back, it's like, what you got? I got Omicron right quick. That's it. That's it. That's as far as I get sick. I don't need to be tested. Or nothing, you know? Just blow your nose. It's gone.
You know, a lot, we did. To be honest with you, though, man, as a whole planet, I think we did good in response to the COVID-19 because we was flying the plane while we was building it. You know,
Right.
we really were.
Right.
We was flying the plane while we was building. Man.
And
So
I guess by saying as humanity we did good. Since there's like 6 billion of us, only 1 million died. That's cool.
You know,
I can
man,
take that.
that's one of the things I want to talk to you about, man.
Fucked up.
But it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. We ain't short on people. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, we need to get rid. But see, that's what people think, that this was made up because we actually need to bring down the population because we hit 10 billion, we're fucked anyways.
I ain't gonna say no names.
But that's what I'm saying. There's people that say that, so I'm like,
I ain't
oh,
gonna
come
say
on,
no
man. It's
names.
Like,
I ain't gonna say no names.
if I'm gonna do some shit like that, I'm gonna make sure that my people do not get affected.
Hey, I ain't
I'm
gonna
not trying
say
to
no
everybody else,
names.
But I'm not trying. That just don't make no sense.
I ain't gonna say
Was it,
no names.
I got 5G. I ain't got Chrome.
Exactly.
Because I remember
Exactly.
at one time people were saying
5G
you
ain't
have
got
the
the
5G.
stiffles yet.
Well,
I ain't even
what?
sneezed.
Maybe under 5G, it incubates for like 4 years.
Oh, okay, right.
So in 4 years, I'm gonna have
The iPhone 17 now
COVID
free.
COVID-free iPhone.
Ow!
I'm gonna get shut.
Remember, black people can't catch COVID. We got certain genes that
Right.
block it and all. We can't.
Right.
Niggas start dying.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? Or wait till summer hits.
Oh
Summer's
yes.
gonna kill it.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Oh
more people got
yes.
shit in summer.
Oh yes.
So it's like, okay, it's like, just get rid of it.
Oh yes.
You know, because if y'all started, then get rid of it. If it's not you started, then we gotta find a way to keep.
You know what, man? Remember we was talking. I was telling y'all, I said, man, I think we headed towards war because, you know, we've been getting into it with Russia and Australia was getting into it with China. Man, I just looked that up and I found out that the reason why China and Australia was beefing was because Australia was calling China out on it. They were saying, hey man, y'all know y'all started that disease.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes. And they didn't like that. China didn't like that at all. That was bad publicity for them. So they literally had they had a trade deal of about maybe $1 billion or $2 billion in goods, exporting and importing from Australia to China. China said, we're gonna show y'all something. They cut their exports.
I was just getting ready to say that.
They cut the exports,
Everything is
allowed no
made
imports.
here, so if you want to fuck with me, guess what? You will have nothing.
And
Except kiwis and
yeah,
boomerangs and shit. That's
to
it.
that point, it backfired. It didn't hurt Australia nowhere near as bad as
So
they
didn't
thought.
care, they're going somewhere else.
Yeah, man.
They
They
will
found it
eventually.
by.
I mean, you know what? Maybe the COVID thing is why it's not hurting them that bad. But eventually, or shit is expensive as a motherfucker
Yes,
in
it
Australia
is.
right now.
Yes,
Worse
it
than here.
is. Yes,
Because
it is.
you can't not buy shit from them
Right,
and make your shit cheap.
right.
You know, because that's the only reason we use them.
That's
They
right.
may be our enemy, but they make some cheap clothes.
You know what I'm
they sell
saying?
for, you know,
I
I
love
can
my
buy
phones.
I could buy that shit for $3 and sell it for $59.99.
I love my phones. I love my
You know what
phones
I'm
and my General
So my
size
black
chicken.
can says $37.50. Everything costs
real.
$37.50.
For real. But thank y'all so much for tuning in with us today. Me and Brother Los just sitting up here chopping up with Brother Bishop and everything.
In
And
the corner, so.
oh,
I'm
up
still
there
trying to
in the
get used to
timeout
that.
section.
I'm still getting used to that shit, you know. I be looking like,
You know what I'm saying?
See, who else
Oh,
watching
look at the
this
timeout section.
shit? You know.
We but yeah, tonight we're gonna you know, I know you guys saw the title, but we're just gonna discuss the main topic tonight. Should, you know, all drugs be legalized? And also we're gonna talk about a couple other things that was going on, you know, in modern society and culture right now. Man, let me ask y'all, man. Y'all heard about what's my boy name that played Antonio Brown that played for the Bucks?
Yeah.
What's your tell the people, man, what you know about this situation? Like, give them a background and let them know.
From what I know, first I heard that he was going off the field. He took his gear off, threw his T-shirt in the ending zone. He did some dancing or so, and then left.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, Okay, and then I heard some about Arian said, well, he's not a Buccaneer anymore. And then today I heard that what it was is he was hurt. His ankle was hurt because he's been out for a while with an ankle injury. So I guess he re-injured it, and that's why he couldn't come back out. But I guess Bruce Arians didn't know, or that's not the case. If you were that hurt, fuck you doing dancing in the end zone, nigga?
True.
But then somebody said that even though he was dancing, they could notice that he was favoring that leg. Even though he might have been out there like barely, but still, if you're in that much pain, if you can dance, you can play. Come on, man. And that's what I think what the Arians is mad about. Because I mean, think about it. You're over there dancing, so why can't you run up the field and catch a ball and do your job?
So what did he do? He just walked off the field?
They said he went off, took his thing off, and
on the field.
On the field, took his t-shirt off and threw it in the audience and went into the end zone and did some dance or some shit, and then left back to the locker room, never came back out.
Wow.
So I don't know why. It's just stupid. Stupid. But that's Antonio Brown. I mean,
but you from Pittsburgh. You used to live in Pittsburgh, and he played for Pittsburgh, right?
he should have stayed there, man. He'd probably still be playing football, but he got greedy. He wanted the money, but this is what the sport's about today.
Yeah,
so,
it is. Yeah,
you know,
it is.
so that's what they do.
Yeah, it is.
You know, hey, who knows? I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe he's doing the wrong drugs.
You know, maybe he needs to be watching this. You know, shoot.
Well, he's gonna agree.
You know, yeah, check it out.
Yeah, go ahead and legalize that. What's Jessica saying here?
Oh, she's talking. I don't think all drugs should be legalized, but I think some restrictions should be eased on some. Jessica, let me ask you a question. If you can, give us a call in, and we would love to hear you, explain that, more thoroughly.
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation with a couple of people, and some people said that. I would love to know the thinking behind and the rationale behind it. It's no right or wrong answer. Give us a call in.
I know for me, it's like, well, ain't that many. All drugs are legal anyway.
Damn, yeah, right.
As long as you get a prescription, that means it's legal.
Right.
So there's only a few that are not legal that, those are the ones I guess that are in question. Because some of the drug problems we have in America today have nothing to do with illegal drugs.
Explain.
Opioids are prescribed by your doctor.
That's true.
So it's a legal drug because he prescribes it to me. So that's why. And then what is it? Heroin, coke, and LSD, shit like that. So pretty much something made from opioids, something made from a coca plant, or something made from a cannabis flower. And those are really the three that from pretty much all drugs come from that.
Right.
Or other chemicals that you mix that. But that's not nothing to do with these. These are actually three plants that are illegal in our world, and they're plants. But because
marijuana,
coca,
okay,
and poppy plants.
Okay.
That's where you get opiums from.
Okay.
From poppy plants.
Okay.
So those are plants. Everything else that's legal is chemicals that we mix to make a drug.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? That's backwards.
Right.
Like these things are these three things are just the plant.
Right.
Now, just the plant itself, I think if you eat poppy, you're not gonna get high like you're on heroin. You might have to eat a whole truckload of these motherfuckers. But and then people eat poppy seeds on bagels and shit like that. Now I know a friend of mine.
That's the same thing. Poppy seeds. That's the same thing on the bagel.
Poppy plant.
Really?
Poppy plant because a friend of mine that was in prison when he got out, when he was on probation, he
He
wasn't allowed to have poppy certain things because when he would say he ate a bagel every morning, when he'd go pee, man, wow, that opioids in you. You must have been doing some.
Wow,
yeah.
For real.
So that's why that's but it's still a plant, but you make these things from that plant. Same thing with coca. The coca, dentists used to use cocaine back in the day. I don't think it was the same as how they make it now. Back then it was more just because it's the plant itself. You can put the plant in your mouth and you're June bug all day, boy. And that's what the workers do that pick the plant.
Right, give them energy. Yeah.
Cocaine. So you have this plant. I mean, it was legal at one time. It made it illegal when you mixed ether or goddamn kerosene with it, two other chemicals that make cocaine. Now it's not this plant anymore. That's the drug, not the plant. That's a fucking plant. I mean, because what would happen if I could walk outside right now, cut my grass, take my clippings, put them in here, start rolling me up some joints, and get high all day? Are they gonna legalize? So that means everything would be concrete because that's what they're doing. Now of the three, other than poppy, because like I said, poppy you gotta fuck with to make that shit. Coca is just a plant you eat it, get the stimulation from it, just like any other herbs and spices that you might get a still feeling. Cannabis plant, a marijuana plant, You can just walk right up to it, pluck it, put it in your bowl and smoke it. Not do nothing to it. Nothing. No chemicals, no nothing.
So let's break this down into pieces. Let's look at it. So the first thing is, like Jessica was saying, like she thinks there should be some restrictions eased on some or what have you. You know, I would like to know. Jessica, give us a call and
She said she doesn't know now, but you know what? Neither do we.
That's
Joyce. That's Joyce. Well,
Yeah.
talk to us. No, but like I agree with what Jessica said, because okay, like I was just saying, all right, heroin. Once you mix it with a chemical to make a drug,
Change the game.
that's what you're saying is illegal.
Change the game.
Leave it alone. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Marijuana, come on now. If it was so bad,
I'm all for marijuana.
why are some places? I mean, think about it. Some states, it's for medical reasons. Why everybody doing that? Every state should be doing it for medical reasons. I mean, because it does something good. Other than that, okay, yeah, we like to get high and shit, but don't nobody that get high go out there acting a fool.
Right.
You're just trying to relax. You might just, it may not be a prescription, but if it was legal, you know what? I'm gonna go get this, because according to what they say in the store of these professional, bud tenders and people that know this plant, yo man, this will take care of your neck pain. For real? Let me get some of that then, man. Smoke. I mean, get that buzz, but then sometimes you don't get that buzz, but the pain is gone.
Right.
So you're high. That how you feel when you're high. Yeah. No, it's all right here, and you're good because you ain't got no neck pain.
Right.
And then there's some that give you that feeling like you're high, or some people can't sleep. Smoke a little bit of this, you'll be knocked the fuck out.
So let's take them step by step. So let's look at marijuana, right? So what is your stance on? Let's see, a lady got her child taken away from her for eating a poppy seed bagel the day she went into labor, and she tested positive on a drug test.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, poppy
That's why
seeds.
it depends on. I mean, like I said, my buddy he wasn't fucking around, but he didn't get in trouble. He told me, he said, man, I can't even eat that. I was like, I don't eat them to begin with, but I didn't know that. He said, yeah, I mean, one maybe might not fuck with me, but some people have them every morning. So if you did a drug test, you might come up that you're doing heroin or some type of opioid. Yeah, so that's unless yes, I have my prescription for it. Oh, okay, then no problem. But if you have no prescription, you're doing heroin. Let me see your arms, man. You got some tracks. Let me see your finger. You doing some heroin, or you snorting or what? Because but you're not. But it's in that already to begin with. So I can do it in my thing is why doesn't it fuck with you?
That was gonna be my next question.
Because if I'm eating three of these bagels every day and it's coming up in my thing, why am I not feeling like I just did it? I did a quick hit of some heroin.
See, that's why we need Brother Jam here, because I know he knows about all that stuff, and he could explain it to us. Jam, if you watching, man, he is with us. Give us a call in and educate us on this, man, because we would love to know what that issue is about. Why doesn't the poppy seeds affect us, or if it does and we're not aware of it, or what have you? I would love to know the answer to that. That is very interesting.
Yeah, because even someone told me, like, if you want to do a drug test, please do not eat any poppy seeds or anything. It's either you're going to get a positive or you're going to get a false positive reaction.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one, anyways. But like Jessica says, she has no choice because this is what they're giving them.
See, but
they're making money on that.
That's why I'm still in Cali. Absolutely, Bird.
Right.
And you are a veteran, so you deserve whatever you have out there. You deserve it, my brother. Thank you.
Send Burley our address so he can,
absolutely
send us some samples.
You gotta have Burley on there one day, man. For real.
Cali samples.
Absolutely. See, that's the thing, man. I think, like, before we can even approach the question of should all drugs be legalized, I think we need to understand each drug.
Right.
I do. Let's start off with opioids. I watched this documentary on, I want to say it was on YouTube, man. And there was this doctor, I shouldn't say he's from India, and I know you're going to run with it. But there was a doctor from India that went to college, New York University, graduated, all honors. He started his own business for pain management. And the way that they were able to grow his business was the doctor started hiring sales managers and saying, hey, look, even if you have to pay off some of these doctors, I need you to get these doctors to start prescribing this particular pain med. All right? They get to doing that. They start beating, all kinds of projections and benchmarks and making all kind of revenue. And the FDA picked up on it, and they was like, wait a minute. We noticed that this guy's business is growing, but we're also having, and we see their stocks on Wall Street are out the roof. So, because of the nature of the business he was in, and the way that they were performing, they started taking notice. And come to find out, yes, they were paying doctors off and nurse practitioners off to prescribe their particular medication, which was opioid based. And they started noticing that a lot of individuals started having addictions. They started having dependencies. And it really came to a head when this judge in Arizona, when they found out that she was on the medication, I think she ended up taking her life, because when she was on the medication and she was addicted to it, and then she started getting press, time for it. She was like, "Oh my God, my whole reputation is destroyed now."
Right.
And she was like, "I'm a judge. They found out I'm on drugs, even though they're prescribed."
Right. Well, just like Jessica said, she's on what was that? Something called Crampton, but it's illegal, just like any other. Like heroin is in Indiana, I think.
See what I mean?
So
you're
I can get this that's illegal.
You're licensed a doctor to prescribe me an opioid, but you won't reimburse companies that provide homeopathic remedies. That's a huge contradiction to me.
Look at this. CBD, something that really doesn't get you high, but it
at all.
They won't even let her use that.
Wow.
And that's in that state where she's from, but then
Yeah.
in California, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Seattle,
They left it up to each
in
state.
Seattle, I could ask a couple questions while I'm, yo man,
Yeah.
where to find this street and smoke right in his face and like if I'm smoking a cigarette. Some other states you can't do that shit. It's like it's weird how they have this shit.
What if they came up with a rule and they said, "Tell you what, if you can overdose on this, we won't prescribe it. We won't allow you to have it."
Then we won't get no medicine.
No medicine,
Because
right?
any medicine you do, you can overdose on any of it. Even Tylenol and
It's
acid.
not marijuana.
Yeah, that's the only one. But that's the illegal one.
Behind
You know?
him.
I mean,
not gonna die from it.
yeah.
Well-
So, but yeah, no, that's I don't understand. I mean, I understand that like heroin. I can't have a bunch of heroin addicts running around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can't make heroin legal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if I agree with that one. You know?
Yeah.
The cocaine one, I can see maybe for pain management, certain types,
Mm-hmm.
but even if it's something where I gotta chew this leaf every day,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm gonna be a cannibal like a motherfucker. After a while, I'm gonna like feeling like this. You know, maybe that's why they be all like this when they be on that shit.
Right.
They be like cannibals, eating fucking,
No.
you know. And then weed, like I said, weed is like, to me, like I said, what if my grass, my front yard could get me high? Would you make that illegal too?
That would be awesome.
You know, would you make that illegal too? Because what
That
you
would
gonna do
be really
now?
awesome.
You'd have to get rid of it. Be a concrete world.
You know, I'm like this, man. Like, if we're just talking about a plant that grows in the garden, in the woods, whatever, and they're saying, hey, look, you know, because you get high off of it, because of THC, all of that kind of stuff, we're gonna outlaw it. Then you need to outlaw roses. It's natural,
Right?
You need to outlaw dandelions. You know, if some kid right now went out there and started smoking dandelions, outlaw it. You know what I mean?
Right.
As ridiculous as that sounds, that's the point we're making. Like, to ban marijuana is banning a natural flower or herb of the earth, regardless of the reasons for what they may use it. Ain't nobody overdosing on it. Ain't nobody breaking into other people's homes trying to get marijuana. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There are no physical addictions as far as the data has shown so far. You know.
There it goes.
Oh, we got John calling. Huh?
Somebody call.
Speaking from.
What's up, caller? Who's this?
What's up, man? This is Ruck. This is your boy, Big Ruck.
What's up, Big Ruck? How you feeling, man?
Can they hear him on there?
I have to.
Good. Y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Go ahead. What's up, brother?
Yeah, man. I was listening to when you was talking about like natural drugs that are naturally occurring in nature and everything, man. There's other drugs also, like DMT and mushrooms and things of that nature. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? Those are also like naturally occurring drugs, but they're like psychedelic drugs,
Yeah.
right? And so, what do y'all think about that? You think, because from what I've read and what I've heard about things like DMT, it's things like, you know, when you take a DMT episode, you know, when you try it, especially like I listened to Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan, specifically those two talking about it a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they explained, you know, what they did, they actually went to a certain place and they had I think they called it a shaman or something like that with them when they tried it, because it gives you this spiritual experience. And they were saying that, you know, it's something that they think everyone should try, because you go through this real deep spiritual experience. When you come out on the other side of it, you actually see the world different. You know, and it makes you think differently about everything around you. So what do y'all think about stuff like that?
You want to ask first?
Well, I mean, I don't fuck with mushrooms anyways. That's fungus. I don't fuck with fungus. But yeah, no, stuff like that. I don't see why that would be illegal. I mean, if it's something that you use to meditate or to help you find your spiritual release, that's what they did back in the days. That's why we know this is something you can get high on, because people did it back for certain reasons. But then some of us that, you know, well, shit, I like the way I feel without having to meditate. You know, that's the only thing about certain drugs, but that's the part that they're making it illegal because of that. Because we don't want us out here fucking around and feeling good, you know, about things, which is stupid, because if we're all in a mellow place, man, we're gonna all be nice and calm. We're not gonna be worrying about some of the bullshit we worry about. We're just having a good time. Everybody's just enjoying life and like just one big joy and shit.
Ain't nobody going to work.
That's the only thing. You know,
Ain't nobody going to work.
You know, that's why they should let us all work from home, so that we can get high at home.
Well, I Devin, I'll be honest with you, man. I studied a little bit of that when I was in school, and the class, man, that I was taking, it was studying the psychology of spiritual experiences. Now, I'm not going to be long-winded, I promise, but I think that's an excellent question regarding the mushrooms and like ayahuasca, that kind of stuff, because they said that. Okay, so now we're gonna get deep, y'all. So this is what they did, man.
Now, before you start,
sure, absolutely, go ahead.
Those things are illegal worldwide or just here?
Okay, so then that's another conversation. That's another part of the conversation.
The only reason I'm asking is because, like, what he's.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Brother Ruck.
The only reason I'm asking is because what he's saying is like, so like, is that because we don't allow it here, but like in India where they do things like that spiritually, are they allowed to use that shit? Or is it something that's a drug like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, worldwide? Nobody wants to fuck with this shit.
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know what all of the rules are for all individual countries, but I know most of the Western countries, when it comes to legalizing drugs, if you want to call them that, it's administered by the state.
Right.
It's sanctioned by the state. And so, for example, if you and I right now went to the Netherlands, or it's either Sweden or the Netherlands, one of the two. No, it's England. You can go to certain parts where heroin is legal. Now, and I know it's Sweden now that I think about it, in England. Because here's the deal. They say, okay, look, we realize people are going to always get high.
Right.
They've been doing it since the days of the Incans and the Mayans, and even further back to the Egyptians.
How we know cannabis and all this shit gets you
know
high.
what I mean? We're just hardwired for that pleasure-seeking part,
right.
In the brain. So what they did was they said, look, man, this is a bigger issue than we can deal with. So what we'll do is, you can go to certain designated areas and indulge in a certain amount of heroin. And if you get caught with any drugs that you can only consume in certain pre-designated areas, then the weight of the law comes down on you.
But if you're in there,
But
good.
if you have a certain, I think some type of card or some type of, yes, made them as well as right, some certain type of card or ID or whatever, they'll say, okay, cool, you're here for heroin, here X amount of dollars, we'll administer it to you, go over here, enjoy yourself, we'll see you when you leave.
Right.
So you can't have any more than they would allow you to
Right.
have.
So in other words, like,
So it's controlled.
in this weekend, you ain't smoking that much or you
Right.
ain't doing that much heroin. You'll
Right.
kill yourself.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
You want to come here and enjoy a weekend of being high
Right.
on heroin? Come
Right.
on, but here, that should be a weekend's
That's
work.
their take on it.
Make that shit last. You know, if you want to do it all right away,
Yeah.
once it's done, you got to get the fuck out. You
That's-
know,
that's how
unless
they
you
do
knock the fuck out sleep from the high.
they asked, man, I saw this for myself in certain hospitals in Europe. And I'm gonna get to that issue regarding ayahuasca. I'm gonna answer your question, brother. What they did in Europe, man, what tripped me out was, okay, not only did they, sanction it and, administer it and all of that kind of stuff, they even had facilities or clinics where you could take your family member or yourself, go to this detox hospital, and they'll put an IV in one arm and another IV in this arm. And have you seen this, Bobby? Tell me about it.
No,
Have you seen this?
I've heard something about it, but enlighten me.
Okay, so they take this arm here and put whatever solution in here, and they show you on the screen of your head, whatever, where the heroin deposits are. And whatever comes in here goes into your body, goes into your central nervous system, in your spine and your brain, and it pulls it out. And you can see on the screen, like the actual heroin leaving the body. And it comes out of this arm in whatever they have, hooked into your arm here.
So they can stop your high anytime?
You have one hell of a come down and withdrawal symptoms. It's so bad that after they pull it all out of
That's all it
you
was.
still got to stay hospitalized for about 72 hours. And then they let you go home and you're good. So what they do is they treat the physical addiction.
Yeah.
Now you have to go to therapy for the mental addiction, right? Because see, if you don't do that, then all you're gonna do is go out and get curious again and then start the habit all over again. You know what I mean? So that's how some European countries handle that equation. Does that make sense?
In a way.
What
I
does?
like, it's the solution going in and
Mhm.
coming out. I'm trying to fathom how that actually works.
Yeah, man, that's modern medicine, man. I have no idea they did.
Dialysis,
Modern
where they
medicine.
clean your blood out and shit.
There it is, yeah.
I remember a dude I used to work with used to have to go every so often to get it. And I think that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
Do something through here. And it
It's
goes
amazing.
There.
It's
And
amazing.
see that.
They
Yeah,
sticking
and all of a
it in my
sudden,
arm,
stick
man.
that shit back out of me.
Yeah,
like,
I can't-
goddamn.
They sticking
Can
it
I
in
wait
my
till my
arm.
high's
I
done?
can't do needles at all, so.
I ain't sticking up my arm. I can't do it.
Now,
You
are they
know
doing
what I'm
that
saying?
because they want you to be in a controlled environment of doing it?
Yeah, they're doing it because they realize we can't beat this. Like we
Yeah,
we couldn't beat the prohibition. We couldn't beat alcohol. We tried.
I know.
We tried real
Yeah,
hard.
that's when drive-by shootings started.
That's when NASCAR started.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
That shit too.
So that was their approach to it. But also these countries are a lot smaller. They're about the size of the state of Georgia, so they can have a whole lot more oversight in that regard. We're talking about 300 something million people in America. That's
Yeah,
tough.
we got it,
That's tough.
And 100 million of us like to get high.
But here's the cool part about the ayahuasca, man, that I studied. Now, if someone,
What's the
knows-
ayahuasca?
it's some kind of drug, man, that I think the Native Americans
Oh,
used to
that's
get
that shit
into.
they gave them dudes.
Like peyote, that kind of
That was their
stuff.
mistake, letting them smoke with them. And
Should've
took
let
all
them.
their shit. Should have never introduced that dude to the fucking weed, man.
Why not, man?
Because, but what happened? That's why not. Anyways, Ayahuasca. Okay, I'm with you.
So they what they did was back in the 60s, man, a lot of psychologists, this is also during the peace movement and the flower child era and everything. They started saying, hey man, we want to study the brain while it's under the influence of a psychedelic drug.
So we're going to take it ourselves.
So that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. So they said, all right, cool. Let's put these magnetic resonance things on. You know what? No, they have MRIs at the time. They had something where it was magnetic resonance, but it couldn't take an image of the brain.
Yeah.
However, if you put magnets to certain parts of the brain, you can actually manipulate the wave, the wavelengths and the way your brain thinks, the alpha waves, the beta waves. Yeah, we can actually change your thinking by just introducing magnets. So what they did was, man, it was cool stuff. While they are sitting there consuming ayahuasca, they're measuring what the brain is doing. They're measuring what the brain is doing, and they're getting biofeedback from the person that's doing the drug, right? What they found out was, under certain conditions of influence of ayahuasca, we can mimic religious experiences. Yeah, I know. I know. I'll go a little bit deeper. What they found was, using ayahuasca specifically, we're not talking about like LSD or cocaine, weed, whatever. Ayahuasca, they said, we understand now why the natives were so into it. Because the way it interacts with the brain, it makes you way more receptive to what's around you, more sensitive to what's around you. You can think a little bit differently. You start thinking on more esoteric terms instead of just what's here and now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, my question to my professor was, okay, so you all, and I saw the data, I saw the research. So you all were able to mimic these experiences, right? And they was like, yeah. And they said, they said, yeah. Like, for example, some people was like, man, I'm feeling God right now. I feel like God is with me. I feel like God is over my shoulder, my right shoulder. Or you know what? I feel like there's, you know, Buddha sitting behind me, or I can see him. And then what they started doing was they started messing with the magnets. And God started moving from this shoulder to this shoulder. Buddha stopped sitting there and started walking out the room. You understand? They started messing with the wavelengths and the patterns of the brain. Now, the question I asked I hope that makes sense, everybody. That's an oversimplification of it. It's oversimplified, but basically that's the root of it. But my question that went unsatisfied was, if you can mimic a religious experience through the influence of a drug and magnets, can you repeat or can you produce the level of wisdom and insight and knowledge that whoever wrote the Bible had, whoever wrote the Quran had, whoever wrote, you know, the Vedas? You understand? Like, these people here, yes, they were known drug users. Like, a lot of people even suspect that Muhammad was high when he talked about seven heaven. Which, if you read it, makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Muhammad, you was high as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's all
to take you to that spot.
It's almost like if you read the Book of Revelation. Like, Book of Revelation is totally different in terms of how it's written from the rest of the Bible. My question was, hey man, these people that's getting high and having these experiences, can they reproduce that quality of literature? Can they reproduce that quality of insight or wisdom into certain things? Because you have to remember, like, these books, it was written over 2,000 years ago, and we're still holding true to it. So
you would say that I'm on this ship, they got the magnets going,
yeah, they can mess with you.
and they have me, and I can write
They can mess
shit
with you.
from what they're trying to make.
That was my question.
Can they actually make me sit here and write a whole Bible?
So that was my question. Like,
what you're making me see is,
can you reproduce the level of the quality of the written words in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, in the, you know, the Vedas, or what have you? Because if God is just a chemical reaction, we should reproduce the same, if not better, more information talking to the human condition. That's why we're in a religion, because it speaks to our condition. We should be able to reproduce that. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to. The closest we've gotten to it is music. Music. That's why the 60s sounded so good. That's why it was so different. That's why a lot of artists today that are off the grid, that are using drugs when they make their music, they are,
Ray Charles,
you understand what I'm saying? They are way out there.
Heroin way back.
I did not know he was a heroin addict.
I'm like, goddamn,
I
a
did not
heroin
know.
addict, if you do that shit, okay.
Yeah.
Now, my question is,
Mhm.
where do I get some of this shit?
You gotta call Big Ruck for that.
I want to see if I
That's
can
the drug man.
I want to see if I can go to Mars and find Elon a space to plant.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
do some shit like that. I'm just for research purposes. I'd like to see if I can write a book.
Hey man, this is off subject, y'all. This is between me and my brother. We're gonna come back, I promise. Hey man, did you see the latest thing about Mars?
Yeah.
They already working on plans on how to excavate the water. It's coming already. It's coming already.
There's water on Mars.
There's water on Mars.
It's
It's coming already. And they're saying, hey man, once we get there, we may be able to make a lot of things on Mars that we make here that'll be a lot cheaper, including the shipping. It's going to be a day where it's going to be cheaper to ship stuff from Mars to the Earth that you want instead of building it right here. You can have it next week.
Right.
That's what they're working on.
You go by the moon and you see that
Hey.
big ass Amazon sign.
Hey.
Motherfucker.
Bezos land. Okay, no, we back. All right. We back. But yeah, man, that ayahuasca, man, it's a real trip. I saw Burley say he saw some people that went down to South America and tried it. I heard it's a hell of an experience.
I can get that here.
Joe Rogan get DMT here, so you should be able to
Is it
find
the same
DMT. I don't know much about it, man. I'm scared of
What's the
hallucinogens,
real
man.
shit?
I know, man.
I ain't never did no hallucinogens, but
That's what you gonna do. You mess with ayahuasca.
man, I
Your
can't.
face
You
is
know
gonna
what?
get longer.
I can't
You're gonna go
do
to
that.
the after talk and the after.
Boy, are you looking
I
at
can't
me
do
like
shit.
that,
Y'all ever see the movie The Cell?
Yes.
I ain't doing that shit. I'll go to there.
Oh my God.
I'll go up in some shit like that, man.
I got a therapist I can refer you to, man. I got you. I got you, man. I
I go
got you.
deep. I'm
Those gonna be
getting
all
eagles.
insurance.
But yeah, man, I found that really interesting regarding ayahuasca and the religious experience. You know, I really
So
did.
we're saying that because it's a religious thing, it should not be illegal.
No, that's not what that's not what they saying. They're saying
I mean, but it's not legal. I can't just
no.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Are they trying to say because it does that, this one should not be one of these drugs that you
I think because it's a hallucinogenic. That's how they
right?
classify
Because
it.
and I can see you wouldn't even be able to control it if it was just in the churches and places like that, because somebody's gonna get some. You know how we are.
Yeah, that's true.
Deacon gonna start
That's
selling
true.
that shit
That's true.
outside.
That's
get a
true.
little extra money.
That's true.
So
That's
you
true.
know that. So we can't do that. So I can see why they would shut it down. Because yeah, we can't have motherfuckers hallucinating just walking around.
That's true. I used to, whenever I would counsel some of my clients, man, I would have to just tell them flat out, you know, they were like, yeah, Ron. They thought they had me in a box. They were like, yeah, Mr. Ron, so, you know, what about marijuana? I can understand alcohol and all this. We have mental illness, but what about weed? Well, you know, I'm all for it. Unless you have a diagnosis that includes paranoia. If you have a diagnosis that includes paranoia, weed is not for you.
Right. Because you'll be
It's not for you.
locked the fuck up in the
Absolutely.
crib.
Absolutely.
Who's out there? How long has man
Absolutely.
been there? I don't understand this.
He couldn't answer that question. All roads lead back to Kemet and the reliefs in the temples. Yeah, I know the mummies are testing positive. Kemet was like the old name for Egypt, the original name. I don't know much about drug usage among the pharaohs. Give us a call, Burley. You got all this good information. Call us.
They had found cocaine.
But they found cocaine in them.
So how the fuck they had to go to Bolivia to get that
We've
shit?
been here.
That's
We've
what
been
I'm saying. Oh no, we've been on this side way
That's right.
before you know, Biff got here. But we had already been over here on this side. But that's the only way.
Yeah.
There's no other way that they could, or someone from here came here.
They could have. Maybe that's why their statues are black.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
could have been either way. Who knows? Maybe some Egyptians found a way to get over here, or we found a way to get over. It's
Yeah.
not that far of a journey between the two. You know,
Between
Africa and
continents,
the
yeah.
way it's a lot closer than coming all the way across. So I can see them way back in the day. Somebody got on a boat, got lost, thought they back
Yeah,
home.
King Tub,
and they was something
make a
else.
left on the Mediterranean, make another left in the Atlantic, and just come on down till you hit to Bolivia. You know what
No,
I'm
but
saying?
they would have went down into West Africa, the little round part, and from there to
Oh,
this
around the horn? You think
not
around-
the horn, like when Africa goes like this,
Uh-huh.
this part over here, West Africa.
Okay.
From there to East South America is not that far.
Yeah, but they in Egypt, they have to go north
They would
first.
have came down this way.
You think they
would've
came
walked
through
it,
land?
And then, well, eventually, what the fuck? There's water here, and just kept going. Or someone from there figured out how to come here and told them how to get there, and brought coca leaves with them, and they probably used that coca to build them pyramids like motherfuckers.
Who
That
knows?
shit was gonna take 1,000 years.
Who knows? Who
Who the hell
knows?
that happened?
Good question.
It's either or. That's the only thing.
Some of your old clients are big weird shapes. Oh my goodness, that's funny. No different than the rest of us.
You know.
No, we don't put people in the hospital because they weird and shady. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all of us are. Oh, okay. We have Joyce that tried to call in. Let's
Why is that not,
I have no idea,
I
man.
mean, it's on. Like I said, when Rupp called in, I was checking it because Jonathan had said something about the phone didn't ring, but I didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, and then it rang.
Maybe
Are
we.
they calling the right number? That's the right number?
Yeah, that's the right number, I believe.
281-858-3107.
That's what we've been singing for the last year.
932, right? Not 713 and all that shit. So yeah, that's
365. I'm talking.
I know, right?
4782. You know, we need to change it to 800 to smoke is what we need to try to get.
Right?
You know, I have to work on that. 800 to smoke. I remember
Still
that.
gotta give them the number if they can't smell smoke in the phone or whatever. You still gotta
Right,
give them the
right.
number.
I'm gonna try to call the.
Sprint has connected you.
I'm gonna try to call.
Yes, I know.
Joyce, give us a call
Ruck
back and
got
try to
through.
call it. Really, Ruck did.
Ruck got
Yeah,
through. No
Ruck
fine.
did.
Somebody else call that number. Do you hate to say nothing? Just let us see if it works.
Yeah, for real.
We do want y'all to say
Ruck
something.
just called straight in, so.
Call in and enjoy what talk to us. What do you think about these things? And it's easier to talk to like that.
Okay.
And we'll do what we can.
But still keep it going, bro. We got about
Mhm.
7 minutes.
Jessica, former client right there. That's why she said that.
Oh, she's so silly.
I
But
figured
yeah,
she-
man.
I figured she was weird and kooky.
Was
Like
it
the
good
rest
and
of us.
cookie? Was it good and
While we
cookie?
doing that, let's talk about some merch.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't
Hold
forget.
on one second.
Hold on. We're trying to see if we can get through here.
Sprint has connected you to an external operator where you can now complete outbound calls using either a credit card or
What?
We need better bill.
Ah, there we go. No, we good. Okay. No, wrong number. Okay, hello.
hello.
Hey, caller. Thank you for calling in. Tell us your name and give us your response and tell us what you like to say to us.
Okay, this is Joy, and I want to tell y'all that I really like the new look. You guys are really advanced technologically, and I like that. The other thing, yeah, it looks
Thank
good.
you. Thank
And
you.
I like when those put it up as Spanish.
Okay. Okay, hello?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, but
Spanish?
what's this verse?
And give us your response and tell us what
Oh,
you
you
like.
she looking at the.
No, don't listen to the TV. Listen to our voice.
Oh, okay.
So you say Los has Spanish up somewhere?
Yeah, he's got the Daily Smoke, then he got something
Yeah, in
Love
the
Live
background.
podcast. And in Spanish?
Oh
It's
no,
the other
it says
side.
no. It's Rep Ya Fave Live Podcast. I'm trying to talk like these young kids talk today and shit.
It's the Daily Smoke, not La Daily Smoke.
Oh, I see. I see. La Daily Smoke. La Daily. It would be.
La.
It would be L. And humo diario. Would it be in Spanish?
Look at the big brain on Los, bro. Speaking all these languages. What?
You know, I posted that jam out to you in French. the other
What?
day. You know?
I'm sorry, caller. Yes, ma'am. So, what would you like? What else would you like to say to us? Hello. Okay, can you talk into the phone because we can't hear you?
Oh no, it is on.
It is on. Uh-oh. Call ended. Well, she'll come back, I'm sure. It's the phone. We're having phone problems, y'all. You know.
But, if you keep trying to call anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
it might work the next time. Rux worked fine.
Yeah, it did.
It
Yeah,
worked
it
fine.
did. Yeah, it did.
You know, so maybe it knew he was from the smoke, so it connected.
Okay.
The magnets hit him. See,
There we go.
It's worked. It worked.
We paid our bill.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, hello. This is the Daily Smoke.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
now,
you.
Are we? Okay. So, am I on, Bobby, or not?
You are. If you can't, can you turn the volume of your TV down?
Okay, hold on, Bobby. It's all okay. All right, it's down.
This is the voicemail.
Is it better?
Yes, you sound much better. Burley, we'll
Okay.
take your call after this call is okay. Okay, brother? It's over. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, just quickly. When I was out of town, I saw on TV the ruins of the ancient ruins, and they were talking about these guys somewhere over in South America, somewhere in other countries, where they had the same experience, those hallucinatory experiences. They were smoking these chemicals, well, they were smoking these, whatever it is that they were smoking, and they were mixing it. And apparently that's how they came up with a lot of solutions to diseases. They said that they went on this journey, and they had to mix it with some other plants. They were plants, and they had to mix it with another plant, and they came up and they went on this journey. But they were relating it to outer space beings. Like everybody that went on that trip or did that, they saw the same thing, and they were trying to say, could there really be aliens, out there, because they all had that same experience. But that's what it was on TV. It was under, I can't remember, maybe, Ancient Ruins. That's what it was on.
I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
I remember.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you calling in and watching us. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye, Dodo.
Bye-bye.
No, I know what she's talking about because I saw something that they showed from the ruins in South America, the Egyptians, and some Indian areas. They all had the same type of drawings on the same type of drawings that almost looked like either a spaceship or a person with a suit on. They all had these drawings that looked the same, and I remember hearing that. But I like, you know what? That could just be a drawing that looks the same.
So,
I don't know what that could be. I mean, maybe there was mugs back here. Who knows? Where the fuck are they now?
there was a dude named Carl Jung, and I wish I could go into detail with it, but we only got about 3 minutes left. But interesting enough, he was studying. He was a psychologist from Switzerland back in the 30s, I believe, and he was like Sigmund Freud's right-hand man. And he started studying people under the influence and started noticing whether you was from like this country, that country, you've never even been to, let's say whatever, you've never been to other countries or around other people, and they started having shared experiences. When they were under the influence, they started reporting seeing the same things, experiencing the same things. The way he explained it.
We all on the same trip.
Absolutely. It was one collective, it's called collective unconscious. That's absolutely correct.
As humans, when we get high,
That's right.
This is the kind of shit we love.
Exactly. That's our hardware. You know what I mean? We have a shared collective unconscious.
And
But
then there's some of us that go beyond, and those are the ones that come up with these ingenious things, and they
some
just
of them don't come back.
I know a whole bunch of people that I used to say like one pill too many.
Yeah,
but
man.
Never came all the way
Yes,
back.
sir.
I know a lot of people like that. You
Yes,
can
sir.
tell there's something there like
you took that black.
you're not right here.
Ah, there we go. Got another brother calling in. Let's see here.
Legalize it.
All righty. Thank you for calling the Daily Smoke. You are live on the air. Talk to us.
Legalize it all.
Uh-oh. Hey, caller, we can barely hear you. If you can you hang up and call us straight back? We can barely hear you.
The thing is on too, right?
Yes, on. Yes, on.
There it is.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Sure enough.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can
Hey,
hear
this is
you.
Brother Burley Fields.
There
Brother
he is.
Burley. How y'all doing? What's up, fam?
We good, man. We good. We glad to hear your voice.
You know?
Man, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
Now, I just wanted to give you brothers mad props on what you're doing, man. The setup looks beautiful. The new setup looks even more dope. So, yeah, I'm hyped about it. I got in on it with Maul. Let me know what episode he was with y'all with. And then there, I've been hooked.
Man, we appreciate you guys supporting us so much.
And hey, you're invited to the Wolf Den. Come have a drink with us, man. This is also my private
brother.
sanctuary, and I got a bar and everything up in this bitch.
Man, as soon as this COVID get over with, I've been meaning to make a trip back home for a long minute. So, yeah.
You gonna ride your bike out here, man?
You gonna ride a bike like Pee Wee all in Texas?
Hey, man, yes, you know what? I was tempted to do that last summer.
That's what's up, man. We would love to see you. And Bird, let us know, man, when you're gonna be in town, and we'll get you on the show, brother.
Sure enough.
Oh, for sure, for sure, most definitely. Hey, I just wanted to touch on the Kemet thing, bro. About the whole DMT, the hallucinogens, and the marijuana.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, this country made it illegal because they knew that melanated people, if you know what I mean, gets in tune with those chemicals and how they react to our pineal gland.
Okay.
Once they figured that out, they created the laws to make everything illegal for us.
Gotcha.
Look into that.
That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Now, just think about it. We're already, superhuman, just being as magnificent as we already are, and then we get that little bit to unlock our superpowers. Come on now, look at what we watch on in the movies. Stan Lee. All of those stories reminds us of who we really are.
Right.
Everything that you brothers been talking about has been leading up to that great revelation, like you were just talking about earlier. It's not as crazy as most people think.
Right.
You need to know how to unlock it and interpret it.
Right. That's right.
We just have a 400-year, time gap to catch back up to.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, everything you brothers been on, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to what's coming new in 2022, and yeah, it's gonna grow for sure.
Thank you, man.
We have a lot of things coming new for this year, man. Just stay with us. We appreciate you being with us, and bring anyone you can, man. Bring them all to us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you a lot.
You got my number. Lock it in. I got a whole bunch of ideas.
Yes, sir. Burley, always a pleasure, my brother.
Reminds me of the old days of Raw Shaw and those lunch tables.
Boy, don't even get me started. All right, God, we gotta let you go, man. This boy gonna get me in, boy. You gonna get me in trouble. All right, man. We can't.
I'm on my table right now.
All right, brother. We catch up with you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Stay blessed, y'all.
All righty, brother.
Thank you, man.
To that end, man.
Yeah.
To that end. Hey, man. Since we gotta wrap everything up, tell us about our merchandise.
Man, here got his cup. Let me get the right spot.
Yeah.
Let me get the picture right.
You know what I'm saying?
How they do it? Yeah. Come get some.
It's called
Get
the
your
Ruck
own-
Pose.
The Ruck Pose. and shit. Come get the Daily Smoke merch. You can have your coffee right with us on these cold days, especially you, Jessica. You at 25 degrees. You need
Bobby, can you hold up that glass in front of the camera so they can see
So
it,
we
man?
got the shirts, of course, the
Right
sweatshirts.
Yeah. Just put it right there. Yeah.
We got the glass
Think
right
about that
there.
today.
That's a pint glass. You can have your cold drinks in it. There's T-shirts. We got the masks.
Like Michael Jackson say, it doesn't matter if you're black or white.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? So
And Ivory.
you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff that you get. Help support us to do things like this, bring new things. Any support. I mean, just watching and hanging with us is good enough. But if you can do that little extra to help us out, we can continue bringing good things to you, and in hopes that you enjoy our show, because that's all it's about. We want you to enjoy and share this experience with us. So so the link is in the description for today's show. It's always there. Click that, go on there, see what find you something, pillow, cups, T-shirts, and more stuff is to come. So
Absolutely, and we also get a small margin, off of every item sold, and all of that money is going directly back to making this platform work and function, and we can build on it, and that way we can provide a better product to you guys. So, go out and check out our merchandise. I'm sure some of you guys, will like it.
Yeah.
Make an excellent gift. Excellent gift. Anything you want to say, Bob, before we head out, brother?
Oh no, I'm good. Just another just blessed to see 2022.
Amen.
Right, sure enough. Yeah,
Amen.
Happy New Year to everybody
Absolutely.
out there. Hopefully everything's so far starting off good, and together we all gonna make it through this one too, and better at the end as we continue to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't forget about us. Yeah, this is a brand new year. We're still gonna give you better and better content, better and better merchandise, and this is the People Podcast. So please tune in. Let us know if anything you want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Even if you just want to complain about us, don't care. Just
Absolutely. Call in and rant.
the.daily.smoke@gmail.com is our email address. Send us comments there. Whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about it privately, then we can get with you and discuss how you want to. If you want to be on the show or you want to start the conversation when we get to that point. or just give us ideas and we'll talk about it and you can listen and chime in when you can.
This is the People's Podcast.
We live right now, right?
Oh yeah, we still love it.
Yep.
Yo, can I? Man, I'm done, man.
Big box.
You gonna be my friend?
Daily Smoke, don't you know? We don't like them hosts that ain't on our podcast. What, nigga? What, nigga? What?
Daily Smoke. Daily Smoke.
What daily smoke? Daily smoke. What daily smoke?
Daily Smoke. Yo,
Yeah.
tune in on Wednesday and watch us then too, So, hey, thank you so much for watching. I'm Brother Los.
I'm Brother Ron.
And I'm your boy Bishop. We're out.
Daily Smoke. Weed time.